Welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Season 3, 2014, and to the European Premier League. Yeah, you can cheer, that's all right, we like that a lot. 2 games down. If you've missed them, we'll update you shortly with the bracket and show you where we are. We are in Group A. Funker's back with me. Surprised?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Not really surprised about the outcome of the game, even though I said Happy would win. But the way Happy played, I don't want to be too critical, but it felt odd. Like he didn't play his best game, I think.
Yeah. So Harstem against Bunny. Bunny wins that one 2-1. And Mini Razor 2-0 against Happy. So Bunny versus Mini Razor will be our upper bracket game. That'll be coming up after our next match, which will be the lower bracket game between Harstem and Happy. Difficult for both of these players now. And we said earlier on, difficult group to predict, actually, because it just depends which version of Mini Razor turns up.
Exactly.
I think we've got our answer after that game. We also know how consistent Happy is. We know that Harstem can show flashes of brilliance at any moment in time. And we know how good Bunny's been over the last few months. So it's anyone's call, really, still in the group.
Yeah.
But now we've got a bit of a clearer picture because one of these two goes out, Happy or Harstem. So very difficult after that game for Happy to pick himself up, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the main issue here, is that Happy just lost 2 games without playing his best, I think. So he needs to step up really, really fast.
Do you think he was stopped from playing the way he wanted to play? Do you think Mini Razor, I mean, he said in the interview, he kind of figured out how he had to play. He didn't want to play the long macro games. We said that as well. So he figured him out and didn't let him play.
Yeah, he actually played, I think, the best style that he could do against Happy, like really aggressive when he hits like 180. Lots of Muta, lots of bailings, zerglings. Not that many mistakes, except Mutas. Mutas, giving away in the first game.
You notice I didn't ask him about that.
No, you don't ask people like this.
He kind of won the game after that anyway, so it didn't matter in the end.
You kind of give 30 Mutas. Do you want to talk about it? No, I don't want to.
I want to move on. I mean, we've said already, Happy, very consistent, but he's going to need something else against Harstem, isn't he?
Yeah, probably he's going to have to be like really careful about the builds he chooses, because Harstem showed in the first best of 3 that he's willing to all in. He's willing to be really aggressive on 2 base, which could kill Happy, because he likes to play, even in TVP, like really greedy, fast third command center. So he needs to be really safe about that. And just his macro, which is how he plays the best, he needs to step it up. He needs to stop, skipping SCVs and maybe the barracks not producing, blah, blah, blah. If we do have a macro game, that's what I'm going to be enjoying, is that Harstem is really good in late game. We talked about it. Zealot Harass, Wap Prism and all. Happy likes the late game against Protoss. He likes to build a lot of Ghosts, Vikings, like the perfect composition against Protoss. So if we do have a macro game, that's where both players shines, and we're going to have a great series, I guess.
Yeah. Happy in terms of his race results. Actually, statistically, this is his best matchup, TVP. Not recently, his best is against Zergs, but we saw how that sort of worked out just a moment ago. So we know how he can play against Protoss. He can play pretty much against anyone. How much do you think it's helping Harstem and Mini Razor to have each other in the group, though, in terms of they're both buddies, they're both on Fnatic, they're both helping each other out. They're not playing the same race, of course, but there's little things. Hasselhoff's mentioned it in the last commentary. It's mental in many ways. It kind of helps that your mate's with you, and you can talk about strategies, and you can talk about builds, and you can talk about how that player might play and what you might do against it. You can theorize, StarCraft-wise, and figure out how they're going to play. And Mini Razor, I think, benefited from that. Can Harstem do the same thing?
Well, yeah. I mean, as you said, a lot of when you go into the round of 16 on any major competition, and even better in WCS, like all the players, they do have the potential to go really far, but they can be in a bad state, like mental-wise. So if Mini Razor can help Harstem, collect himself after a loss or even win, like what he did during the best of 3 of Mini Razor, that's a really good thing. As far as strategy goes, I don't know. Like he might tell him, like, Happy is not feeling well today, you can crush him. That's the kind of stuff that you can say, I guess.
Okay. Hopefully the admins are going to come and join us in a moment for the map veto, but before they get there, let's check out some of Harstem's background right now. The 21-year-old, he recently turned 21, has a decent record, 35 wins, 32 losses, only 73rd right now in WCS, but he's had a decent 2014, hasn't he? I mean,
yes.
When you look at last year, similar to Mini Razor in many ways, he made Challenger, sure, but didn't get past Challenger until Season 2 of this year, when he made the round of 16. And up to that point, he looked fantastic. Similar kind of story this year. He looked fantastic again in the round of 32. Did some great damage to Jack G, and in particular, absolutely destroyed Cass. Yeah. Made Cass, who I personally think is a great player, very underrated, but made him look ordinary in comparison. And yet, finds himself in the lower bracket. I mean, we have to put this into perspective, don't we? Because Bunny, surely, great player right
favorite
now,
of the group,
form,
in my opinion.
and the favourite of the group. So I don't think he's going to worry too much about that, is he?
Well, I think that what he showed during the first best of 3 against Bunny is actually really good. Like, he showed some really well thought out all-ins, and he actually showed a pretty decent macro game, but I think he played the map wrong, and I'm pretty sure he knows it. Like, he wasn't...
He was shaking his head, wasn't he, at the end of the map? He was like, oh, what did I do? What did I play like that? He wasn't well placed. Like, his army was out of position every time. So if he goes into a late game against Happy, but knowing the map more, I think he would do way better. And since Bunny is, in my opinion, the best Terran out of Happy and him, I think that's a good thing to go into. Yeah, I mean, he can certainly learn from his mistakes and put them back into practice straight away, which is a good thing. Bunny also, key factor, in his interview mentioned that he felt that Harstem's defence in that second game was really, brilliant. Really, really good. I mean, he was surprised that it was that good. He's kind of like, how do I break this? He has no idea. And if he has no idea, maybe Happy doesn't either. So I think focuses on the positives, he's probably okay. That first map, though, with the ramp, he doesn't want to be doing that kind of thing again, does he?
Exactly. He needs to avoid making as much mistakes as he can. Like, he needs to avoid that.
Sorry, but do you think that was a mistake, or do you think he just got a bit too confident in that situation, or was it a genuine mistake? The way he would look at it.
I mean, the two all-ins, they were pretty classic. What happens when you get all-in? Like, first game, he had Stim, he had all the unit composition that he needed. He had 2 starports to defend the Colossi. So basically, he had every single answer to the all-in. Second game, since he did an aggressive opening, he had the Stim really late Vikings, and he couldn't defend it. Like, the more important game, in my opinion, in my eyes, is the third game. Like, he played a decent game, but he was out of position. If he can avoid that, he has a key to beat Happy.
Okay, very quickly, Overgrowth, Nimbus, and if we need it, King Sejong. So nothing kind of crazy there, really.
I'm scared about Nimbus. That's the only map that I feel like Happy has a clear shot of winning, because, in my opinion, it's Terran favored. And we'll see how he defends that. Like, if he goes all in on 2 base, or if he wants to play macro game, it's going to be...
So Harstem win for you?
I'd say Harstem, yeah.
Okay. Get your hashtags ready, #WCS, but also #Funk has lost his Terran passion. He's gone with the Protoss for the win. But he's allowed to do that because he's in an analyst position right now, so we forget the fact that he's a Terran by heart. I think he's just Todd reincarnated, personally. Time for our third match of Group A. If you've missed the first 2, you missed a great deal. You don't want to miss this one. Let's find out who stays and who goes home with Apollo and Haswabs.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the third game of the evening out, and a third game that I don't think too many people expected us to be seeing here in the lower bracket.
Happy versus Harstem? Yeah, I would agree.
I don't think anybody really thought that Mini Razor could be right at the top in the winners game, and that kind of messes that kind of up, unfortunately.
That's true.
But this is a series that maybe people expected to see, just maybe not in this position. But it's going to be a good one either way, I feel here, and I have to side with Funky here, coming into this, and who he feels favourite. And I'm pretty sure, as a Protoss brother as well, you must be thinking the same after what we've seen from Happy today.
I have to say, I think Harstem has a good shot of taking this 2-0, to be honest. Like, from what I saw before. I mean, of course, Harstem had some hiccups as well, and especially unit positioning-wise, he did some mistakes, but like macro-wise, build order-wise, I think he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
While Happy, we watched the replay, by the way, because we were wondering why his army was so small. And we were watching the replay, and we figured out that he does have the production, but he's not using it all the time. It's not on full capacity. He's like, he could build 11 Marines at a time, but he's building like 4 or 5.
And then SCVs were floating between 1 and 2 here and there. Just Just really basic mistakes, unfortunately. But hopefully he can tighten himself up coming into this next one. But we have already seen a Protoss versus Terran today from Harstem. He's shown a bit of his aggressive nature. We've seen what he likes to do, and also what he likes to do when he wants to play a normal game here as well. So does that not give him a slight disadvantage now? Coming into this, Happy's seen aggressive options. He's seen how this guy plays normal.
I would say normally yes, but given that it's Happy he plays against,
it doesn't matter because he doesn't change. He's gonna do what he does anyway.
So Harstem knows exactly what Happy is usually going to do, and I would say if it goes to 3-map, we will see 2 macro games by Harstem, and on Overgrowth. Is Overgrowth in?
Yes.
Okay, so on Overgrowth we will see...
It's our starting map here.
So we will most likely see the all-in, I would call.
Yeah?
I think Harstem felt very confident with it.
Well, the last time these two players met was in November 2013 at Home Story Cup. It's been a long time, but today they meet again in the World Championship Series here. In the lower bracket, as Red Eye said, 1 player stays in the tournament, 1 player is eliminated. Very unfortunate to say, but up here to the top right-hand side is the red Protoss player playing for Fnatic. It's Harstem. Focused, but no singing. Maybe later. Down here to the bottom left-hand side, playing for Team Empire. It's Happy. This came off the back of a tournament in his backyard in Russia this weekend. Everyone else a little bit quieter. But here we go.
And even though Harstem lost the first set, he was still walking around pretty happy overall. He was confident. He was telling to us that he was just playing bad, especially the 3rd map. He didn't feel good at all. He made a lot of mistakes. He knew exactly. He was like, somehow I couldn't select my High Templars, and I donated so many of my High Templars. It's just stupid mistakes that shouldn't happen. And if I play good or better, I have a decent shot of winning. So, yeah, he still feels good. I don't know about Happy. I didn't spoke to him. I think he was just sitting at his computer because he had to play right away. And we will see if he maintains his focus. And Harstem is right. Usually Happy always went 1-Rex CC.
Yeah.
And now he's going Reaper against Protoss. And Harstem told me he changed it. It's happening.
He's fed up with you Protoss players and your little builds that beat him. He's fed up. You've made him, after 4 years of StarCraft 2, change his opening build order versus Protoss. No longer will we see the days of Happy's 1 Barracks Marine expansion. You've changed him, you Protoss players.
I'm sorry.
You've changed him.
Good luck, good luck. Have fun. It's very typical as well.
Very late in the game as well. 3 minutes in. Whoops, forgot to say that.
Well, you have to clone all your probes, right?
Yeah. You cannot mess up, man.
Nope.
It's very important.
Okay, so will he eBay block? Because Happy normally always eBay blocks the Protoss. But since he's changed up his build order or switched it up, he might not go for that anymore. But I guess we will find out very soon.
To think, actually, just looking at some of Happy's stats here, he hasn't played in the round of 16 in the Clone Studios since September last year.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago, Season 3 last year. And unfortunately, he's fallen short in Season 1 and Season 2 this year in the round of 32, but he's back here, but for how much longer? He does get that Engineering Bay block in.
At least he was always in the round of 32. That's an achievement as well. It's not like...
One of 6 players in all-time WCS to be able to play in every single Premier League. Not many people have done that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately does... That's the thing with Happy, isn't he? He's very consistent at one level, but can't quite push it all the way up.
Yeah, it seems like that. That's absolutely true. So the Zealot was finished, the Mothership Core as well. He will most likely... Let's see if he gets a Sentry or a Stalker. Okay, it's a Stalker. So... yeah, as I mentioned before, the Sentry usually is the aggressive way, even though that sounds a bit weird.
It makes the attack stronger.
Yeah, exactly, because it has 200 energy when you move out. But it's still possible that he wants to play something like that, because when we were doing the research of Harstem on Overgrowth against Jakji and Kaz, both maps, or both times, he was going for a Colossus 7-gate attack. So it's definitely still possible. And there we do see the Robo.
Well, this Reaper that Happy's been forced into making. has not really gotten anything yet. He hasn't even floated into the main base, but he does have tracks on that Harstem is on his side of the base and his 2 bases, no units actively moving around. And Happy's gone up to 3 barracks here. Stim is the first chosen upgrade. No combat shields first, no concussive shells. Straight to Stim.
So he wants to be aggressive with like 1 Marauder and 9 Marines or something, or 10. I think that's the typical number you have.
Nothing. He's not going to get anything here. Reaper gets picked off. No scout of the Robo, Stargate, Twilight. And a person like Happy, who, as we've mentioned, has changed from 1 barracks command center to Reaper, uses the Reaper, but gets no information. It's probably like, God, why did I just open up 1 barracks command center? Switch back. I can't even scout anything with this Reaper. And doesn't see anything here from Harstem, who does go 4 gases, robotics bay coming in. Do we see an Immortal shortly here? Hazuobs, that's...
Let's wait and see. So far,
trend.
I think he would have started... Oh, no, there we go.
There we go. Confidence in his build, strategy.
And Happy is not... Okay, there we go. I just wanted to say he's not moving across the map, but he was just waiting for an additional set of Marines. So it's 11 and 3 Marauders, because... Actually, yeah, he has 2 tech labs already. He's getting Stim and combat shield. That's something something we saw Jakchi doing against Harstem.
Yeah, and the factory's delayed because of this, but he's got a powerful punch here. Harstem, I mean, does he need to be careful about this? He hasn't really seen the extent of it. He's only seen a couple of Marines and a Marauder. And again, doesn't see maybe all of it. He misses the back 2 Marauders.
But I would say it's good that he saw the army. So he knows he has to be on time with a photon overcharge and maybe pull the probes. And when Jakchi did this build, he lost against Harstem, who was going for a similar opening.
Yeah, he managed to survive. But I don't think he had the Immortal last time.
No, he didn't have the Immortal. He had the Colossus already.
Yeah.
The Colossus getting chrono boosted here.
It's close. Stim is being waited for, which is an extra 20 seconds here, which is going to give time for the Colossus to get out.
Does he have an No, he only has 1 observer, so he doesn't see the army right now, right?
No, no. The observer's inside the main base. Sees the later factory, maybe.
3 barracks. That's a very, very good scout for him. So he doesn't need to see the army. He knows what's coming.
Yeah, extra gateway's been added on, but it's only a single gateway right now. This army's ready. Combat shields and Stim is ready. How is Harstem going to defend this? Photon overcharge and time warp available here. And the Stim forwards. And then the back off. Oh, the Colossus immediately gets picked off here. And then the Immortal's going to be targeted second. So fantastic start here for Happy. And then the units go down next. And Harstem's in trouble, losing a lot of those precious and expensive units so easily.
Yeah, he's defending the attack, but that was very, very painful. He should have used the time warp and kited back a little bit, just a few steps, because the Terran army gets slowed down, and then it's way harder to snipe the Colossus. That was painful. He lost, I think, his Stalkers. Yeah, his Stalkers.
1 Sentry, an Immortal, Colossus, Stalkers.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And units lost tab tells us the story, as you can see there, lost quite a lot in resources and units. And if Harstem was trying to be aggressive here, he's been slowed down a lot. He's lost the biggest power punch of his entire army, that Colossus and Immortal.
Oh, and the Observer is just above the how you call it, the turret.
Yeah.
And I don't think Harstem will see it in time because he's not reacting. He's probably focused rebuilding units.
Well, he moves it just in the last second there.
Oh. That was close.
But where does Harstem go through? He's still committing. He's got a pylon and a probe moving out. He's obviously rebuilding what he's lost.
Yeah.
But does Happy make the mistake of still losing to this attack? He doesn't really know exactly that it's coming, but he's going to try and take control of the Zelnogtal. Sees a probe with the army.
Beautiful scouting.
It's a big tell.
Beautiful scouting. Just a single Marine, Stim forward.
And bunkers are on their way here. 2 bunkers being built. And Harstem's not quite that close at the moment. Is he going to make the defense? There is a second starport. 4 barracks, interestingly not 5. Oh no, the 5th was on the left-hand side, never mind.
No, Happy has a good setup. As you mentioned, the second stop. Is that the second one with the reactor?
Second, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh yeah, wow.
But it is 59 supply to 41 currently. I guess SCVs have been pulled off 10 to help repair.
If he gets the first set of Vikings, I mean the first 4 Vikings, I think he has a decent possession of
trying to target down that turret. Splash damage going on to the bunker there. It is able to bring it down. 1 more wave, turret down.
Sentries are in danger there a little bit.
Yeah.
Good scouting with the factory. He knows the size of the army.
Likewise with the observer, moving forward now the turret's gone.
And the Vikings are poking forward a little bit. Obviously there's no blink.
Time is running out here. More and more Vikings enter the fray, which means the Colossus is going to fall faster. But the 3rd one arrives here. This must be the time to go.
This is 4 Vikings. That's the number I mentioned. So I think this is very hard for Harstem to break through. And if he waits any longer, it's 8 Vikings already.
There we go, force fields 2 on that bunker, but it is still being repaired here, and he goes in, but has to go immediately out.
Oh.
And Happy continues to hold this position. The Viking count continuing to increase. 4 more about to pop out, and Harstem goes in again. A good wrap around that bunker, but still can't bring it down here. And he's losing so many units currently. 3 Colossus do stand strong, but more Vikings on the way out here, and this is a very, very good hold from the Terran.
Yeah, good focus firing on the Vikings in the end, but still 4 of them are alive. Another one goes down, but the bio army is so big right now, and the bunkers are still holding strong, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and they're just not dying here. +1 attack on these units as well, but 3 Colossus still survive, and the Viking count down to 4.
I wonder if Happy... he didn't focus the Colossus. Look, both lost all their shields, but no health.
And then, one of the bunkers finally goes down here for the first time after this engagement for the first couple of minutes here. And Happy backs off to the other bunker. And it's
20 supply ahead for Harstem right now.
Not much bio units here for Happy. He has lost a lot in this defense, and without killing a Colossus, he hasn't stopped the firepower here.
Yeah, he has to focus the Colossus. The one without shields, ideally. It's not that easy to get there because it's in the middle, but that's what you have to do right now. You have to take them down.
Only 5 Vikings right now, and they were going up much faster. Obviously, Happy a little bit down on his income, but here we go again. Going to target the Colossus on the right-hand side. Finally, we are going to see one go down, but the bunker's down, and Happy's losing a lot of his firepower. Second Colossus down. Does Harstem have enough here? Time Warp comes in the last minute. The last Colossus is gone. It's simply Stalkers now versus SCV's 3 Vikings land, a Marauder, a couple of Marines in there as well.
The Medivacs are healing very strong on the Marauders. Good micro there by Happy. He's picking up. Look at this.
Nice micro. Medivac picking up a Viking there, and he continues to hold on, but it is still Harstem with the advantage. He moves in with the supply advantage. Not a lot of money here.
Yeah, 23 SCVs have been killed, and not a single one is mining at the natural beside the mules. He needs to stop. He's getting 4 Medivacs. That's okay. He does have the money, so I just wanted to say you should rather get firing units, but
couple of great force fields here. Marauder, 2 Marines and a Viking get caught in that, and more units get warped in, and Happy tries to mine from this. Naturally needs the money, as Harstem's army is growing incredibly strong now off this 2-base untouched economy for him. Happy goes in for another fight here. He does stim up.
Force fields again.
Yeah, good force fields trapping those units. Great pick up there by Happy, bringing them to the back, and a great micro fight between both of them.
He's getting back. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I'm not sure if Harstem can kill him. He needs to be careful because every bio unit that is coming out of the barracks is adding so much DPS right now.
And another fight here coming in. SCVs take the fight as well, and great micro again by Happy, just bringing back these units. But Harstem, is he going to break through finally here? There's still a lot of Marines and Marauders, and units still being picked up, and the Stalkers are getting attacked onto now as the Zealots go low and Harstem backs off.
He overstayed his welcome, and now...
Yeah, supply very similar between these two.
The Marauders are chasing, and they might... they just get the Zealots and the pylons.
But there is another Colossus on the way. Forge has come down, and Harstem will back off. Happy holds for now. A great, what was that, 5-7 minute fight between the both of them, but Happy did take his fair share of losses. 28 SCVs down. He's on the push, though. Vikings back in the sky, 4 of them with this army.
Chrono boost your Colossus now, that's all you need.
No Mothership Core, no Photon Overcharge.
Yeah, you have to Chrono boost the Colossus because there are no Vikings besides the ones on the ground.
You might pick up a Viking here. His Stalkers are at the front, and he tries a free shot there. He's going to lose 2 Stalkers trying to get to the Vikings there, and a very brave move. Good, these force fields.
Decent ones,
could have been a little bit better, but 2 Vikings down.
Yeah, he's very good focus fire on the Vikings. Happy is very low in supply, and Happy is building nothing. Not even just now he started again.
Yeah. Been a common trend here today, but he's going to get on that third Nexus, will force a cancel, and Harstem takes the fight here. Only Stalkers really. Zealots caught in the middle. And it's almost survives, but another one comes in here. It looks like Harstem's on top of this, and he's going to win this fight and will push this back. Happy gets thrown outside of the Protoss base. The last Viking will fall.
Very late afterburn there.
The game goes on.
Yeah, but he was on hold for the SCV production for a long time. He's now on 30 SCVs, so I think it could have been like 35 maybe, something like that. But I mean, with mules, the income disadvantage isn't that big. Actually, I think he's mining more than the Protoss.
And Harstem's not over this yet. He's actually coming down and having a look. He weighed up the Protoss army before with a Zealot. Likes his chances here.
3 Medivacs are flying to the main base of Harstem, so...
Oh my god, that's maybe probably why he liked his chances, because the units are over here.
But what? Oh my god, no, he's running back right now. This is probably the worst. You either go for attack...
Okay, he's going to commit. His decisions to commit here. He's going to go for the natural of Happy. The Colossus gets targeted down. This is a little bit weird here. SCVs come off the line. No force fields yet. Late Guardian Shield. They come in eventually there. And Harstem is losing a lot inside his main base here.
Yeah, he couldn't trap the SCVs, and Happy...
And he's going to go back.
Now Happy is going to be crazy. The efficiency of this drop is going to be insane. Just look, like, he killed the Colossus already. Now he's...
gateways off, Robo down, probes dying.
Like, this small hit squad, this is so typical. It's going to be so efficient.
Should Harstem have committed? Should he decided to come back earlier? Nice force field to try to salvage the situation, but better pickups here from Happy, who does... Oh, I mean, look at it. He's destroying these units easily.
Yeah. He's controlling his units very well.
Yeah, great pickup on these medivacs, though.
Yeah, he didn't use the afterburner, so he can't fly away. That was a small mistake.
Yeah.
Supply-wise, Happy for the first time is taking the lead. It's 100 against 70.
He's rebuilt nicely now, though. 65 to 38.
And the
with the Robo offline.
The Ghost Academy on 1.5 bases. I mean, that's very interesting.
I'm not too sure if he needs this Ghost Academy, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither.
I think he just needs more units, because right now with the robotics facility offline, it is that single Colossus, which is the damage output currently.
Yeah, actually it hurts him a lot that he lost the medivacs on the other side of the map, because he's down to 2 right now. There were 3 medivacs, right, dropping. So that's very painful, because otherwise I think he could move out on the map and be a bit more aggressive.
Harstem's attempting a tech switch here. Twilight Council coming in.
That's very late.
He's asking a lot here of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially it plays into the hands of Happy, because he's getting the Ghost Academy,
which Harstem doesn't know about here. It makes sense if we were to see Vikings continuing to be built, but he's trying the Twilight Council here. Colossus is going to get squeezed out. Where is he going with the Twilight Council if he's going to try to build a Colossus here?
Maybe Dark Shrine. I think a Dark Shrine would be maybe the best call. It's very risky, but he's...
Yeah.
I mean, he's behind, and...
Zealot charge.
Yeah, he's getting charged.
I mean, no armor upgrades. Oh, no, he does have an armor upgrade. Excuse me, he did squeeze that out. But, I mean, to try to get this upgrade out, it's obviously a long time to build a Twilight Council and an upgrade or tech choice, and Happy's on the move now. And the sad part here, even though he doesn't see the army, he sees the lack of army, which obviously means it's going to be coming towards him now. And he has another Hallucinating Phoenix to have a quick scout and see, and he sees this army. And does he give up this base? I mean,
he can't defend it,
in 2 places. He can't defend it, but he also can't lose it.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a very low eco game, so if he loses the 3rd Nexus, Harstem is dead for sure. He will defend, like as you said, you either defend this Nexus or you lost the game. And he's trying to... Good force fields there, but it doesn't really help him too much.
Yeah, 2 Colossus maybe.
But look how the army is so stuck up.
Yeah, and that's a lot of force fields, and now the Sentry's very low on energy. You're going to have a hard time keeping this back here, and here we go. The last fight potentially is going to take place right here, right now on this 3rd base. The 2 Colossus go down incredibly fast, and there is a lot of bio left. Once the Zealots go down, it is nothing but Stalkers to the meat grinder.
Yeah.
Marauders right up close and personal. GG is called, and Happy, in a twisted turn of events here in this game, manages to escape with map number 1 to his name in Harstem.
Oh, look at him, yeah.
Gutted.
And you know why? Because he stayed with his weak gateway force, and I said every bio unit that is now joining is going to add so much DPS, and at a certain point he lost every single sentry and all the zealots, and that is so painful, because if he retreats at that point, he maintains his whole army, he's getting 2 or 3 Colossus, the 3rd Nexus, he's going to be fine.
And there we go, the drop of the head before the game even ends, and Harstem feeling that loss. Happy, just, God damn it, this game.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Like, why is this so hard?
Why is it so hard to win? Oh boy. All right, so we're gonna get ready for this next one in a second. Happy's just gonna take a couple of minutes, and we'll be ready for this in a couple of seconds time here. But what a wild first game there. I was trying to think of a word to describe it. It was wild. Back and forth, one player winning, then the other player taking leads.
Yeah, he killed, I think, 28 SCVs with his all-in. I mean, it wasn't all-in because he didn't have any follow-up behind it, but yeah, just as I said, there's the point where you have to retreat. Even though your army looks big, the Terran army is going to be way more efficient, because the Gateway army is just not that strong against bio with medevacs.
And that was the special strategy of the day there from Harstem. Yeah. It was his strategy to potentially advance in this group, but it's been spoiled a couple of times already. And another one there. So our remaining 2 maps here, if you talk us through these, Nimbus is our second one, which we've already heard Funker say slightly Terran favored in his opinion. You'd share that as well?
Yeah, I don't like to play Nimbus that much. I mean, it depends on the positioning.
Yeah.
If we have cross, I'd say it's okay.
Yeah.
But if the natural of the Protoss is towards the Terran main base, it's a very tough map because Doom drops are crucial. And we did see Jakji against Harstem in the round of 32, and that's the only map he lost against the Terrans in the round of 32.
Doom drop, man.
And there was a Doom drop, like 6 medivacs flying in. There were Stalkers and the Mothership Core, but it's just not enough. And I mean, Happy, he's definitely the guy who could do that. He's not always going to do that, but if he feels that's the right choice right now, he definitely goes for it.
So the uphill struggle is now real for Harstem, having to attempt a victory on a map that is going to be difficult for him. But if he's able to do it, he'd be landed himself on King Sejong Station as the 3rd map here, which then again can equalize things up a little bit when it comes to the favored setup there. But it's going to be a difficult one then, I think. Is a great chance here for Happy to stay alive in this tournament.
On King Sejong Station, we saw Happy against Grubby in a very, very long macro game.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Grubby was lacking one of the most important upgrades, but what I wanted to say is that Happy felt very confident on the map. He was playing a good game.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6 bases. He had very good map control all the time. Like the army movement always put him ahead. And I think against
Freya, I was just looking, you reminded me this weekend he played on the same map against Freya and played in the same situation, that long game, where he sets himself up and then starts to nuke everywhere. And bringing the fight, or making the Protoss come to you. And it was a very difficult game, and Freya had the same problems that Grubby had there. So of course, if we do get to that 3rd game, if we do get to the long part of the game, but then again, we've seen Harstem play very well in the later stages too, so it'll be interesting to see if it can develop that long.
Yeah, I think for Harstem right now it's very important to get a clear idea what he wants to play, because so far the build order he practiced, so-so, right? It was not the most effective one so far. Maybe, I mean, of course, the game developed very weird once again. Like the Stimpack attack in the early game, he lost the Immortal and the Colossus, which is basically half of the attack you want to do. So maybe if he maintains the part of the army, it still works. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't see it too often yet, but I could think that he might. I think that it's a good possibility to go for it once again.
All right, well, Happy's now returned. Harstem likewise returning. Both players wanting that couple of minutes break here to pop out and do what they've got to do, but now returns. Is Harstem going to keep alive here? Looks like even someone having a word to him.
Yeah, it's Mini Razor. They are really trying to help each other quite a lot. I saw they were both leaving the area here, probably having a small talk.
And then Happy, who's, you know, had a decent performance this past weekend, but just tallied up another top 8 finish in his career. I think that was, or including this one, if he's able to go through, we'll be looking at a 6th top 8 in his career. But interestingly enough, has never, ever advanced to a semi-final in a Premier tournament in StarCraft 2. Been to the round of 8 once before here in WCS, mostly round of 16 and round of 32. He started the WCS off very strong in Season 1 last year with a top 8 finish, losing out to Demaga in a very close series where he almost did see the semi-finals. But it's now time to shine for Harstem in the way that he does. And he's got the music on.
He's got the music on.
He's got the beats on.
I just wanted to say he looked very disappointed, but now it's back to normal. Looks in a good mood. Ready for Nimbus. And yeah, let's jump into the game.
Jump in right away. Trailing this one. After almost taking down Liquid Bunny a little bit earlier on today. Down here in the bottom left-hand side is the red Protoss player playing for Fnatic. It's Harstem. He is going for it. And then over here to the right-hand side, one game away from staying in the tournament, playing in the decider match. It's from Team Empire, it's Happy. So, we've got these spawning positions down here, Hazjobs. I know you do want to have a quick word about them. Please, go ahead.
I think these spawning positions are kind of okay. I mean, it's not the worst, not the best. It's fine. And I think Happy is going to go CC first on Nimbus.
Yeah.
If I would have to make a call.
I think he used CC first earlier. Oh, no, sorry. Excuse me. I don't know what I said that for. I mean, this past weekend, he did use this. So the key threat here, if we are going to see Harstem play out a regular game here, the key threat is upon taking the third base and the potential drops on his second.
You know, if you remember Altazim, the layout of the map was a little bit similar, just bigger overall. So the natural on Altazim was also dropped. But it was harder for the Terran to kill the third base at the same time because the walking distance was bigger. So on Nimbus, if you doom drop the natural, it's easier for your ground army to move towards the third because it's just not that far away compared to Altazim, for example. And that's what it makes so hard, I think, if the Terran succeeds doing so, and if the units are not perfectly positioned for the Protoss.
And it's such an easy switch up to make from the Terran player because all of a sudden you could have everything attacking your third, and the next instant it's on the natural. And clearly with Medivac boost, it's a lot easier for him to maneuver compared to the Protoss, who either needs everything on the third to defend an attack or to split up against a drop. And key problem for a lot of Protoss players here. It is the command center first for Happy. And so far Harstem just set up very standard as well, as his head was bopping away to his music that he was playing.
I wonder, do you think he should switch it up, maybe a Twilight Council or a Stargate instead of the Robo? We saw Grubby was playing extremely cheesy against Happy in the first best of 3 with all, like, it was Twilight Council into 4-gate Blink. He did it 2 times, I believe. He won one map and lost the other one, but the one he lost, he didn't control it that good, and he got a little bit unlucky with the damage overall. Like the Marauders survived with 1 HP and stuff like that. And I think the third map was I can't remember, but Grubby was playing extremely aggressive, so...
King Sejong maybe, or was that the second? I'm not sure.
But
either way.
I think you get my point. So I was thinking maybe Harstem could change it up a little bit, but on Nimbus it's very hard. So don't get me wrong, Nimbus is very hard to cheat the Terran because the ramp is very small, they can get a bunker, you can't jump with Blink Stalkers at all.
I think that he'll play normal. And the reason why I think this is because he can beat him. I think that's the best part here, is he can beat Happy if he tries something gimmicky, and Happy is known to have played against his style a lot, right? Gimmicks. And if he doesn't deal damage with whatever he chooses via Twilight or Stargate, he'd be hating on himself, maybe. But as I say that, you know, he will mix it up. He's gonna try it.
Did Happy get a turret in his natural last game? I don't think he did.
I don't think so, no. But he usually has Marines there, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, every Terran does.
Yeah, every Terran does. And Happy usually was the Terran who also got a turret. So he was like double safe against that kind of attacks.
Does Happy want to scan at all?
Yeah, he will. I think he will scan.
And okay.
With the next one, the next
Marines
5 energy on the main base.
Making their way to the mineral line here. And yeah, switch up from here from Harstem. But I mean, let's say he gets 0 SUV kills, especially now it's been scouted as well. I mean, you know, it's
yeah, it's not good at all. I mean, of course, if you don't lose the Oracle, it always provides a little bit of help. But it's not a great fighting unit, and of course, especially for the cost you invested, it delays your Robotech. It delays the Colossus.
What do you make about this double gateway here, right behind it? There are some strategies where you can build 2 to 3 oracles and try to break the natural area. But shouldn't this be a pretty typical fast robotics after this, considering you've delayed it anyway because the Stargate's in, but then delaying it further to be safe when you have an oracle? I mean... Okay. Things now making more sense.
This is a kind of old build. I personally don't like it, but I would love to see it work.
Perfect turret timing there, just to throw that in.
It's impossible to deal damage for the Oracle. He shouldn't get... Okay, just fly away. Stick around, try to use Revelation later on. Maybe you can get 1 or 2 SCVs that are building the starport or the factory, but Happy will be very aware of that.
All right, some risky moves here from the Dutch Protoss. Fast third.
Twilight Council. He's getting... I think he will get Blink with this. And we did see CJ Hero lately doing this build, I believe. But was it with a Stargate opening? I can't recall it 100%, but this build is a rather old one. When, for example,
I'm like Oz. I'm like from 2011 Oz kind of style.
And like even the time when Yonsu was still in, we saw it from time to time.
And Happy knows how to play against it when he knows what he's playing against. But currently he's in the dark. He has no idea. He's tucked tightly on these two bases. He's even building a bunker here just in case.
Yeah, 7 gates.
And Harstem needs time. He just needs to get everything up and running here.
You get super late forges with this. You basically want to saturate your third nexus very quickly. You will use a few chrono boosts on your eco.
How many stalkers does he need? Because clearly the defense is stalkers and blink. How many does he need? Are we talking 10, 12, 14?
I'm not 100% sure, but if I would have to tell you a number, I would say 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit more than you usually get. But since you rely on the stalkers, I think it's a fair amount. Maybe
an SCV. He's going to spot the Nexus. He was on his way over there anyway, but before Medivacs now, he may try to put this pressure on. Sorry to cut in there.
No, never mind. Go ahead.
But now the game has really changed up. Happy knows what he's up against. Harstem still has a lot of energy on that Oracle. If that Oracle survives dealing damage at the back of that army and isn't touched, it's going to deal out a lot against these Marines, but...
He will use Revelation now because the first Medivacs are there, so he wants to... Yeah, there we go. So he wants to see where the Medivacs are flying. Especially with Blink. Maybe you get lucky and the Terran is loading in and you can jump underneath the Medivacs and kill them. I don't think Happy... I think Happy will just go for a strong push.
Yeah, I mean, Blink is just done this second here. We have a comfortable 9 Stalkers, maybe slightly uncomfortable, maybe a couple more is obviously going to be much better here. 2 more Stalkers and a Zealot. Is he going to make this hold here? How well is Happy going to micro? Let's have a look.
So we have 11 Stalkers, 4 Zealots, 3 Sentries, 30 Marines with Stim and Combat Shield.
Photon Overcharge down. Oracle down immediately. Doesn't even come into the fight here. And we are going to see this fight take place. And we do see Harstem back into that Photon Overcharge for safety.
And all the energy is gone. He doesn't have a second Guardian Shield. So if the Terran fights this army straight up, the Marine DPS is extremely high.
Yeah, 15 more seconds till that Sentry's back online with the Guardian Shield. Another one gets warped in here. Zealot charge on the way, Robotics Bay on the way, everything on the way now. But also Widow Mines coming into play too. Going to make things a lot more tricky. Currently there is no Observers, one being built. Happy is going to go in again. We do have enough time for that Guardian Shield now.
Templar Archives, Robo Bay charge, as you mentioned.
A lot of Marines.
Everything is on the way, but nothing is finished for Harstem.
He's got to be very careful. He has the Mothership Core. He's on his ramp and he's going to take a fight. Takes down one of the Widow Mines. And here we are going to have to see another fight take place. Got to get those Zealots at the front. Photon Overcharge is down. Observer always going to get picked off here.
Oh, okay.
So it's very difficult here for Harstem to go down and engage to.
He does have Blink though, so he can try to trigger the Widow Mines, but obviously it's very hard.
Oh, the Nexus. He can't lose the Nexus. The Widow Mines do so much damage on the left-hand side. Happy gets the Nexus, gets a lot of damage done to the unit count of Harstem here, and Harstem is going to take this fight no matter what. There's still 10 or so Marines, but there are more Stalkers, and they are going to bring down these Medivacs one by one.
Can he get all the Medivacs though? He's trying to focus them. He's only got 1.
So talk to us then. Nexus down, lost a lot of units. Widow Mines running towards the mineral lines. How is Harstem okay here?
It's definitely slight advantage.
Oh god, these Widow Mines,
for
man.
Happy. He will blink away. He will blink away.
In the north though, there's one in the mineral line. What? I don't know where he's going. Happy, back.
Sorry, where? I see. No, I see the Widow. I didn't find it. Did Harstem see it?
No. 3 kills.
3 kills. That's acceptable.
But Templar out, Colossus out, despite losing the third. Widow Mines cleaned up, still at a supply advantage. But
2-2 for Happy is on the way.
2-2 on the way for Happy. Third base now down.
Where's his army? It's in the Medivacs, right? Yeah. Okay. I was panicking a bit.
So despite losing the third, though, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but 2-2, and I think a Ghost Academy should follow very soon. Happy just adding a bit more production. He needs to be, like, he has to find out that it's Colossus and Storm. Like,
right.
If he just starts to build Vikings, it's not going to be enough, because I believe that we will see more High Templars than Colossus, to be honest.
Well,
but yeah, you're right. Overall, Happy right now is down in supply, 20 supply down, so maybe he should have evacuated a little bit earlier, but it's hard to say with Blink Stalkers against the Medivacs.
Well, with a combination of Colossus, kinda, and High Templar, with no Vikings with this army at all, Happy's got to be so careful. He's got a good size, but nice pick off there of a Medivac. But he doesn't really have the right tools here. There's Storm available. He scans and has a look. There's 2 Colossus as well.
Storm has wrecked this army. I don't think Happy can fight here.
Oh, he's going to take it anyway. One Storm on the left-hand side clears up Marines and the Widow Mine here. He's pushing the issue.
He should take it slowly. I don't think you should fight here, Happy.
There's Storm and Colossus, man. You don't have anything. And He's continuing to put the pressure on.
Neither Vikings or Ghost right now.
Dodge of one Storm there on the right-hand side. Marines split around, but High Templar getting picked off. A good Storm there to the north.
Wow.
He's trying to target down these Colossus. He gets one of them, but I mean, that's a decent fight for Happy.
Blink.
He does back off.
Oh, he gets the medevac with the units. What a pick-off.
Nice pick-up there by Harstem. And the game continues on again. He's actually going on the assault at the moment.
And look what Happy has at home. What is it? Like 4 Marauders, 10 Marines? That's nothing. And Harstem smells blood here. He's actually... he's a bit afraid because that's what he did last game, right? He was over-aggressive and lost his stuff.
Talk to us about the upgrades, though. So 2-2's done, +3 armor on the way. I'm sure we'll see, or hopefully should see that +3 attack. Is this a big part of this game, is it? Is it not that important?
I would say it's a very big part, but Happy's army is very small, so maybe it won't change too much, because Harstem is just now starting to chrono boost his upgrades. +2 armor, +1 attack is on the way. And he's still, I mean, Storm doesn't really matter about the upgrades, right? It does, Storm does the damage anyways, especially there are no Ghosts out yet. He's just adding the first ones. The Observer will miss the medevac, so maybe Happy can get some damage done, but just look at the supply. It's you don't often see that the Protoss is ahead in supply.
Well, Harstem needs to be careful about these double max here. He's got 3 upgrades coming in currently, Thermal Lance +1 attack and +2 armor. But these double drops are... There's Harstem's dancing around with these Stalkers.
He has to cancel his Nexus and maybe will take some damage in the natural. Canceling the Nexus is annoying, but it won't really hurt him too much.
Gonna try and blink for a medevac.
Actually, it was a good thing, that the Nexus was there, because he gets a medevac. I'd say that's fine, because right now every unit he picks off is very, very important, because he does have the better tech overall.
Yeah.
Colossus, Thermal Lance, Storm, he's getting his upgrades. Both are almost finished. Blink and Charge, both done as well, so...
Harstem fighting for his life here in this tournament, in this game, and he's doing a bloody good job of it so far. Not Medivac, sorry. Warp Prism gets in, drops off the 3 Zealots. A little bit of harassment here. Always frustrating for Happy to have to come all the way back from the open to the middle of the map, of course, to come defend this. And future opportunities do still present themselves for Harstem around there, but this gives Harstem more time. He's getting closer and closer to 200 supply.
Yeah, he's very close to it, actually. Personal cloaking is on the way for Happy, but it takes a while before it finishes. His army side is decent, but as you mentioned, 200 supply for the Protoss. But I mean, of course, Harstem is lacking the upgrades a little bit. It's 2-1 against 2-2 with 3 armor. Weirdly enough, we see armor before attack, but it helps a bit, right? It's definitely helps a bit.
Slight mistake not to have the +3 attack down similar or faster, but whatever the case, it's an upgrade. More High Templar, more Colossus getting warped in here. Happy's army's decent. Only 4 Ghosts with the army. Seems slightly low considering the 10 High Templar that we have spread around the map.
The Ghosts have a lot of energy, so... but he doesn't have CCs, right? Yeah, he can't scan that often. He only has 3 CCs, the 4th is on the way. So he can't scan all the time.
Harstem's got to be careful of not having any observers here. Cloak is on the way, and actually a good set of EMPs there. High Templar coming, but they get picked off immediately. Another one comes in. And Harstem's got to be careful here. 2 High Templar on the left-hand side, 3 Colossus, 4 Colossus, but not good there.
He got like 6 or 7 High Templars?
Yeah.
How many was that?
I think maybe 4.
Okay. And the 5th one was able to retreat, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very painful. Does he have some at home? Yeah, he still has 8 on the map, so he just swapped in a couple more. Yeah, they don't have energy yet. I'm
really frightened with the lack of observers here. Cloak is done. We know that Happy's going to use that with his Ghost here. There's only 1 observer, which is defending his natural, not with the army, nowhere near or across the other side.
Absolutely right. He does have 4 Colossus, though, against how many Vikings? It's 12. But there are lots of Stalkers, so with good focus fire, 12 Vikings will disappear very quickly. Harstem should chrono boost into his upgrades a bit more. He really needs the +3 armor, I believe.
Harstem trying to fortify this high ground area with his pylon and cannons here, but it doesn't look like Happy wants him to. He's denied him from doing that. 1 Viking gets picked off there. High Templar pushes forwards. I'm looking to get off a beautiful Storm.
Maybe he can blink now, Good pick up there, and a good Storm as well.
Yeah, good Storm. Happy walks into it, does take quite a bit of damage. More Storms are on that left-hand side. There are Zealots chasing towards the north here. That is a planetary just to finish up. Maybe some SCVs will go down, but at the same time, Happy trying to keep Harstem away from this high ground. Harstem really wants to hold position up here.
He lost the Colossus in the process.
I guess this is a beautiful position if you can hold that centerpiece,
yeah,
the high ground.
I think his army looks very small, so if Happy gets angry, he might be able to kill the army.
Pylon's going to be built. He'll try and get some cannons there. Zealots are going to harass these back bases. They get into the mineral lines.
Oh, he killed the Observer once again. So it's down to one Observer, as you mentioned. The one is defending the natural. Happy seems to be very low on Medivacs, though. 5 Medivacs, his units are very stimmed on the right side. Look at this.
Yeah.
All the Marauders and the Marines are in the orange HP.
Oh, Harstem trying to take this high ground. He wants to fortify it so he can get his pincer moving, as we've seen so many times. But again, Happy pushes him back off it. And Harstem, is he going to take a fight up here? What are you fighting for exactly? I guess, well, if Happy's going to walk into a storm then, that is good. But
you take that one.
Take that one, but again, low health. Good storm there. Good storm on the edge.
The Medivacs don't have energy. He can't heal his units.
And blink forward here. Very aggressive here. And another storm there on the Medivacs. Some of them go down. Happy is orange and red everywhere.
But all the Stalkers died. Every single Stalker died, so he can't fight down the Vikings right now.
And Harstem staring danger in the face here. Takes a Nexus up here, trying to fortify that area. 2 Stalkers trying to harass, and they are doing very well to the north.
Oh my. Medivacs, Happy, you need Medivacs.
And likewise, Harstem needs some Stalkers, like you said.
Yeah. And in the main base, once again, we see the mistake with the Vikings not being sending over to the army. A few of them are missing there.
God, this is
so tense for both players.
One mistake here and it's over. There's very few, well, actually I say that, the High Templar do stretch quite back. It's like a siege tank line of High Templar. They keep on going back. Multiple sets of storms here if Happy decides to chase, but here come the cannons.
Finally, the Dark Shrine as well. And the cannons, Harstem has a lot of money. He should definitely move up to 200 supply right now. He warped an additional Stalker, so...
A lot of money in the bank here for Harstem, and he's setting up his move now, which is to hold this high ground and then get DTs and Zealots from his 4th base to swing around to that planetary.
Maybe he can feedback some of the ghosts. There's one High Templar, but no, he's going for a storm. Beautiful one, by the way.
And
and the feedback.
This is how Harstem's managed to win a lot of games at this stage of the tournament, or this stage of a series against a Terran player. Holding a position like this, 5 cannons on the high ground, plenty of storms to run back into.
No Medivacs, he can't heal himself. This is crazy.
So much losses there.
All the units are constantly in the orange or red. A 3rd starport, so Happy realized he needs more air production.
Another storm on the edge there. And Happy is in a lot of trouble right now with the Dark Shrine finishing up. We're going to see harassment to that planetary very shortly while Harstem keeps his high grounds. And Happy losing this high ground is losing him the game right now. These storms, the Medivac count, the low unit count.
This looks extremely strong, but I have to say, Happy did some crucial mistakes in these fights. Like, he could never really heal up his units anymore. A few Vikings still forgotten in the main base. I mean, 3 Vikings wouldn't have changed the whole fight, but the way Harstem is using the storms is extremely powerful.
Oh, absolutely. Here comes another one. Doesn't quite get a big hit like he'd like. But this seems very, very difficult for Happy to break. And, I mean, can he break it? Does he break it? Should he even try to break it? What has Happy got to do here?
Yeah, I think once the Protoss got a position like this in front of your face, I don't think you break it anymore.
I mean, then where does he go? He's probably getting a little bit frustrated by this. A storm on top of the Vikings, and they eat maximum damage. All right, there's one way to try and deal with it. It is going to be a ghost, but will it even get the nuke off here? A storm on top of all 5 or 6 of those. And the
nuke is still alive. The nuke is still... Oh my god.
He backs off. Backs off. No, 3 High Templar! 2 of them go down, and a cannon or 2 as well.
I mean, Happy is down in supply, right? So he's actually just stimming up and... Oh my god.
Another great storm here by Harstem. He keeps the pressure on, and there's a lot more storms where they came from as well. And Happy's so low in hit points on his Medivacs and his Vikings on his units. And I don't know if Harstem even tries to push into this shortly.
Harstem's macro is slipping very hard. He has more than 3k minerals and 2k gas. So if he spends all his...
Oh, he's only on 9 gateways.
Yeah, he should be on 15 at least. On
9 gateways.
Probably a 5th base. I mean, he's most likely going to win the game because he's in a very good position, but that's something he has to improve for the next map if he manages to close this here on Nimbus.
Happy continuing to fight on here, struggling a little bit with his income, needs to take a new base. As Harstem continues to get a couple of swipes from these Colossus here and there, a couple of storms here and there, kind of wearing his opponent down. A very slow and methodical play style coming out from Harstem.
It's the thing for Harstem, this situation is extremely tense. And I know that because sometimes I do the same mistake. But if he would have spent all his money, he would probably be able to A-move over the army of Harstem. But just because his macro is slipping, his army is rather small, and it's an extremely tense moment for him.
And another nuke coming down on 3 cannons here, probably. Third one will survive.
Shouldn't lose the probes. Some of them are going back, but that's okay. Happy is securing a base in the top middle. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, especially his orbital here. And well, it looks like Harstem's sending around units everywhere currently by the looks of the minimap. But another couple of Vikings go down, couple of snipes, a couple of shots from the Ghost as well.
He got every single Viking besides 4. So that was very, very important to snipe all these Vikings.
And, are we going to see a fight probably take place? That storm is a beautiful 2 storms there coming out from Harstem, and Happy just keeps running into a brick wall. He keeps hitting this brick wall that he can't break, and he's so low, down to 125 supply. The Colossus, just a couple of his DTs coming in to chase for the victory. GG is called. Harstem will equalize this series up eventually. And we will go to game 3. Survives Nimbus, the more difficult of the 3 games here, and he takes himself to King Sejong Station.
He looks relieved, but I think if you ask him, he's not too happy with his play. It was more close than it should have been, especially, as I said, like his macro could have been better, and of course, maybe even utilizing the DTs a bit earlier. He had the Darkshine, I was mentioning it somewhere in the mid-game, but till the very end, he wasn't using it. And I guess Razor is telling him, like...
He's like, bro,
get some gateways.
More than 9 gateways. You need more than 9 gateways. And a couple of words of advice, of course. Razor here sitting in the crowd, just watching the games with everyone else here, taking in what a smart individual you are, Hazwabs, and some tips you're saying. And there's the high 5 of confidence going into map number 3.
And for Happy, I think he was in a decent position, but his army HP was always extremely low. He was constantly building nothing but Vikings. When I think he needed to throw in maybe 2, 3, maybe 3 medevacs to heal up his army again. And I mean, it was a tough spot because Harstem was starting to get cannons up the ramp, as you mentioned. And
you can't.
I wonder what you do against that.
I've seen, whenever I've seen Harstem and the opportunity to cast him in that position, he very, very rarely loses from that position. Very, very difficult to play against. King Sejong Station can be that map where Harstem can set himself up again in similar scenarios. Likewise, we've seen Happy have large success in the later parts of the game as well, through very similar strategical plays with the know, the heavy Vikings, the Ghost Count, the nukes, and well, he may not even get that long here. Maybe some secret super strategy can come out from Harstem to try and end this one fast. But ballsy strategy choice. We must, commend Harstem for going for it. 1 map away from elimination. Oracle into to 3 gateways to 3rd to Twilight Council. Very, very risky play. It managed to survive. And
it looked like he took a lot of damage. His army, the Widow Mines, he lost his 3rd Nexus, but he didn't lose any probes. And I think that was the crucial point. Losing the Nexus hurts, but in trade, he got all the medevacs, or almost all the medevacs and the army, while he didn't lose a single probe. So once the 3rd Nexus is set up again, he starts to mine in full, full saturation.
Okay, the elimination game of Group A here in the round of 16. Up here to the top left-hand side as the red Protoss player. Equalizing it up previously, playing for Fnatic, it's Harstem. And his solid opponent here, unbreakable throughout most of some games, as the blue Terran player playing for Team Empire. It's Happy. Now, which player makes it to game 5 of the evening? Currently in game 3 with a winner's match coming up next. But which player goes home in last place? Unfortunately, like every other season, will not qualify for the following season with the new World Championship Series changes. As a complete reset will occur for 2015. And who gets to fight on here for the money? Lots of money in WCS, the chance to be a champion.
And the title, yeah, exactly. Winning the WCS is a huge title.
Yeah, which no non-Korean has done in Europe. Winning the title.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
MVP winning the first one, Stefano, the closest to doing so.
Yeah.
That could change this season. I mean, good set of players, good set of Europeans in here. And Happy, gonna go for the Reaper opening anyway. He's gonna stick to his guns here and not change up.
Yeah, he did go CC first, right, on Nimbus, but Nimbus is a very good map for that. I think on King Sejong, Reaper opening, it's actually a Marine, so we will see an early factory. No. Ah! He tricked himself for a second. He was like, yeah, I'm always building a Marine out of the barracks. And then he's like, nah, I have mine gas, I have to build a Reaper. Okay, so the Reaper's on the way. It's a little bit delayed because of that. Shouldn't be really a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the Protoss will get the Nexus anyways, and the Reaper isn't really doing too much damage. eBay block once again, and this time the eBay will get more than only like 200 HP, 250 HP.
Yeah, it's
300 already.
As the hit points rocket up.
Yeah, halfway done almost, so it's very annoying. So the Zealot can't be cancelled this time. It's not the most efficient way for Harstem to open up the game, and the SCV is coming back once more, so...
How very annoying.
Yeah.
And that SCV gonna leave with a little bit more than the last hit. Is gonna daddle out of here. Reaper comes across to try to slow this down a little bit further. Mothership Core is out to support.
He is sending out a second SCV.
Scouting apparently everything here in this decider to try and get some extra information.
Doesn't look like it wants to scout.
What is he doing then?
I have no idea. Maybe it's a misrally? Because the Reaper is there to scout. Or is he trying to send in both? Oh, no, it turns around. So yeah, it was a misrally.
Oopsie daisy.
I believe. Yeah.
No change of pace from Happy. Just going to follow up with a double barracks here after the initial one. And could play again, quite aggressive with double tech lab coming down, for example, as we saw before. Gained some success there on Overgrowth when he was able to bring down that Immortal and Colossus.
Yeah, that was painful for Harstem. It's very, very painful. Yeah, we will find out if we see the double tech lab. If so, we know exactly what is going to come from Happy. But on King Sejong, I'd say it's a bit harder to make it work. Because the walking distance, I believe, is a little bit longer, and also the Protoss has to ramp, so the Nexus cannon is providing a bit more defense here.
Good scout there, sorry, from Happy. Gets the robotics facility pickup and escapes with the Reaper as well in hand.
So no Stargate, no Twilight Council.
Concussive shells.
Okay. So it's going to be the one Marauder with 9 or 10 Marines. Maybe even a bit more. Depends on how many production cycles he waits.
All right, so Harstem's got to be very careful here. He's currently sitting on a Stalker, Zealot, second Stalker on the way here. And we'll see if he adds on any extra gateways shortly before he tries to further his tech.
I don't think so. I think he will add his tech before the gateways, yeah.
Okie doke. And he's got 500 gas in the bank almost. A lot of gas here.
Yeah, Observer and then the Robo Bay. I mean, it costs quite a lot of gas. There we go. So now he's down to 200. That's a Sentry, for example. He will warp in one, I believe. There we go.
So is he fit to defend this with what he has? Mothership Core, Photon Overcharge, 2 Stalkers, Zealot somewhere.
He will overcharge, and he will probably try to not fight.
Ooh, Happy. Because fast third here as well has swaps.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Maybe Happy can scan the Observer if he has. That would be very, very, very important, but he doesn't see it, I think, yeah.
Photon Overcharge active Observers right on top of that army, pretty much, just slightly south. Gonna return home, but fast third coming in. And currently we have Harstem, Robotics Bay, 2 extra gateways. And first Colossus on the way here. Very tense moment here in the studio for these two. 56, 61 supply. Where is, I mean, is Happy, is it brave to call him doing this? Is it...
The 3rd CC?
Yeah, is it overly risky here? Is it smart play from him?
I think, I mean, the Terran can get a 3rd CC very early on anyways, right? But it's on the low ground, so that's, I'd say, a little bit risky. But it's nothing I would, that surprises me too much overall.
But surely with no information from Harstem, he's actually falling further and further behind here without actually realizing what's going on. He has a look inside the main base, sees the factory in Starport.
Happy is once again pretty low on the SCVs. It's only 40, I think. Yeah, he was on halting his production for a while. Just now he's getting 1 instead of 2. That really hurts him a bit.
And Harstem, oh, he must realize.
Yeah, he sees it.
Yeah. No, well, he hasn't seen the third command, so he sees the later 4th and 5th barracks, but...
Yeah, he wants to...
Is he clicking? I mean, not clicking physically, but clicking mentally here to what's going on, because he's sitting defensive on 2 bases. He still warping in units here. Has he not realized?
I'm not 100% sure. Maybe not. Like, he's trying
extra
to scout
gateways?
once again.
Would you squeeze in extra gateways here if you know this is a 3rd command center down in mining?
Unless he wants to be aggressive with Blink and Colossus.
Oh, okay, now he does, though. He spots it now, finally.
And this... No, never mind. I thought Happy wanted to scan the server here, but is Harstem going to be aggressive with this? Extra gateways? It is possible, but it's very weird.
Yeah.
So, no, he's going for a 3rd Nexus. I think that's a better call.
All right, so Happy's economy slightly boosted here coming into this next game. 2 medivacs loaded and on their way to the left-hand side. And currently no observer or any spotting on this left side, this left flank. And where is Harstem going to be, most importantly, when this drop comes? Because if he's out of position, Mothership Core in the middle of both bases, it's just going to be handy. This is 2 medivacs worth of supply, or 2 medivacs worth of units here.
Yeah, 2 Marauders in there, so the firepower against buildings isn't too high.
Stalker's in position now, though, and Blink almost done. But still, blind spot here on this left-hand side for Harstem.
Oh, and it's 3 Colossus into straight High Templars, and he sees the Templar archives, and he does some damage. That's very good for Happy.
Very good position here for Happy. The Stalker's trying to target the medivacs down, but they don't get quite that... they can't bring them down fast enough. And Happy's getting a lot of damage. So many Stalkers are going down, as well as the probes that he lost earlier. What a cost-efficient little move here from Happy.
Is he getting the Templar archives? He's trying to, but I think that's too greedy. Oh!
Squeezes that one out here.
It has to be cancelled, but that was very greedy, actually.
And, yeah, not the... Oh, this is not going very well, this game for Harstem. He's got to be very careful. The machine is on its way to full production here, Happy, with up to 6-7 barracks.
So, he's getting the Ghost Academy. He does have 2 E-Bays. They're both, finally he's starting the 2nd upgrade, and another drop is on the way. 2 Marauders, 4 Marines. So not the strongest combo, because he might be able to gun down a few probes, but that's probably it. Blinkstalkers are kinda in position. And he gets a spotter with a pylon.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay here. Factory taking a lot of hit point loss as well on that natural. But besides the point now, Harstem up to 3 bases. Immortals, Templar, Zealot charge on the way. Just that single forge working on that +2 armor. I think we might see a 2nd forge coming very, very shortly from him as he stabilizes across 3 bases. Happy, though, on the other hand, is building up nicely. He's got a decent army size-ish. I guess he's got the right units. He's got the Vikings, he's got the Ghosts in play. He has slightly larger army supply than Harstem for the time being. A drop on the natural from him too, going to slow Harstem down a little bit further.
Oh, this is so annoying. Happy is so good with this. Like, this drop, it doesn't make too much sense, but he gets the damage done. And yeah, even the overcharge, this is so annoying for Harstem. And this time Happy does have a decent SCV count, so he's on 67. He gets 1 more, so he has full saturation on all bases. He took all the gases. His upgrades are running, as you mentioned. Yeah, the machine is starting. It's
getting a little bit dangerous now. It's a high supply of Terran, 175 to 134 right now. Will be unleashed again in a couple of seconds once these pylons finish up. Templar in play though. Storm done.
But they don't have energy yet. They just now... One of them has energy. The other ones still need to wait like 10 more seconds, I believe.
And
it's SCVs.
My God, all the SCVs are coming.
What is this? I mean, he's ahead. I don't think he has to pull his SCVs right now.
This is a tournament, a life move here.
Minute 15 SCV.
There's High Templars on the high ground, and they're all there together, and I think that Happy knows this. 1-2 ghosts going up for them. One of the High Templar gets picked off. An incredibly ballsy move here from Happy. Oh, the High Templar are going to land the right storms here. They're going to come in from the high ground. Feedback on one storm on that army, and he gets rid of a lot of it there.
Wow.
There's still a lot of Terran left over. A good set of storms, but can Harstem hold on?
If he gets 1 more Colossus out, but the bio is so much bio. Yes, he tries to retreat. He's pulling all his probes, but I don't think it's enough DPS here. The Terran army is dishing out so much damage.
And despite that storm on top of it, all the probes coming down. One hero High Templar is going to retreat back. There's 2 storms on that High Templar. The 3rd base is gone. Colossus coming in. And Harstem needs to play from 2 bases here. And Happy's army is getting healed up despite those army. And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, this happens. And Harstem's last High Templar gonna lose it to a Marine and a Marauder. No more storms. 3 High Templar, but no storms.
I think that's the moment where he realizes it's over. GG,
well played. Happy lives on here in Group A, makes it to the deciders match, and unfortunately Harstem, with a loss versus Bunny and a loss versus Happy, is eliminated in the round of 16 here. In last place, and very close each series today against Bunny and likewise Happy, but he is eliminated here as Happy goes over to consolidate. But that is unfortunate there for Harstem, last place for him.
What a ballsy move, man.
Yeah.
Happy was pretty far ahead in this game, and then he pulls all his SCVs, and he gets stormed twice in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
One more storm, and I think his whole army would have get wrecked. But I have to say, in the end, it was a good call, right? It won him the game.
Yeah.
It won him the game. So, yeah, well done by Happy, taking this serious. And now he's going to wait for either Mini Razor or Bunny.
That's right, which is going to be our next game, of course, the winners match of Group A, to see who will go through in first place. But today's been a group full of emotion from the high end to the low end here in the World Championship Series in this all-European group. But it is Happy who survives to fight another day. Red Eye, do what you do best.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yes, with Happy, congratulations. Really tough match to come through. We've seen Harstem's obviously very upset at the way that he's gone out of the tournament. You've gone through. One of the things we talked about with you is that you're consistent and that you never give up. You had a tough match against Grubby in the round of 32 that you nearly lost and came through that. Same thing with Harstem. What is it about you and your game that keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you winning?
Well, I just try my best. It's my goal to win, but I think I'm not just doing too well in the game, so this is why.
Okay. You don't think you played very well in the matches that you've played today, or?
I think I played very well myself, but it turns out that it's not enough in the game.
Okay. DreamHack was good for you. I think you enjoyed it, playing in front of a home crowd and got to the quarterfinals. But again, I think maybe you felt a little bit disappointed that you didn't do better than that as well. And I know that you want to do well here. Next game's tough as well. What are you going to do for it?
At DreamHack, I think I got pretty lucky bracket. Especially in around 16, I got like pretty much the best opponent I could have get, and then I lost to Jagji, who finished second in the end. There's no shame, but of course I could have tried better and win the match. Also, it was very important to play in front of all those Russian fans. They were cheering for me, and that's very important for me. About my next match here, I hope I can face Mini Racer again, because I want to play the series better, because I actually think I haven't done huge mistakes. Just for some reason I lost. I just want to rematch him. And again, against Bunny I don't want to play, because my TvT is not really my best matchup.
Okay, you're struggling in TvT recently as well. It's been a tough game for you.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay, all right. And any thoughts on the group itself being all European? Did you look at it when you came and thought, hey, this is a group I can get out of?
Yeah, it's pretty lucky to get in such a group without any Koreans. Like, for every player in the group, everyone should be happy.
Okay, well, congratulations on that win. One more and it will see you into the round of 8 for the second time. First time in 2014. Happy has won the losers game. Unfortunately, we've had to say goodbye to Harstem, though. Hard luck for the Dutchman once again here in the round of 16. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, though, the winners match is next.